Yeah.
I'm good.
This meeting is being recorded.
Cool. Yeah, we'll just wait a minute, see if some more people join. We haven't been as pushing the live recently, more so the content, so this may be a cool session for some of you. Adam and Sheik, I think you guys are new. What's up, guys? I think everyone else here has been here before, so
Cool, man. It's good.
we'll just wait another minute. We typically have more people joining. Adam, what's up, bro? Good to hear, bro. Good to hear. Loretta, I think you're new too here. Forgive me. I didn't mean to count you out. Um, how do I say your name? Is it Gilad or forgive me? I never asked.
It's okay. Gilad.
Is that Italian?
It is Israeli.
Okay. The reason
Yeah.
why I asked is because I've been with like a
It's
hundred
like
Italians.
a weird name.
I've been with like 100 Italians in the past few little bit. So,
That's cool.
what's up, Luca? Hi, Lucas. How you doing?
Doing great, man. Good evening, everyone, by the way.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning.
Oh, yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
I don't even know. I mean it's my own fault, but it's okay. I'm happy to be here. It's pretty late for me, but I'm happy to do these calls. Wait another minute. Amina, how you doing? Ahmed, how we doing? Sarah, how we doing? I know there's some newer
Doing
people. What's up, Ahmed? I feel like I saw you before, bro. I'm kidding. I saw
I'm
you.
doing good. How's it been going? How's Dubai?
I don't know. I will refrain from answering that. No, it's good. I like it. I like it. It's just
Okay.
too hot.
Yeah, it is. It is. I'm glad you like it.
Akab, how you doing, bro? You're on your phone, bro. Come on, you got to get a computer. Come on.
I'm good, man. How are you, Chris? You okay, yeah?
Yeah, dude, I'm hanging out. Nice to see you, dude.
You too, man. You too.
Cool. Cool. So, who here's like brand new? Who's never been on a call before? I think almost everyone, maybe besides Adam and Sheck, Loretta.
Hi, Sarah. Good to see
Cool.
you.
Eli, good to see you.
We'll have some more people join in just a second. Wait one more minute. Do we have any wins? We don't have to hold each other at gunpoint, but do we have anything that we want to go over? Anything that has happened in the past week or so since we've had this last call? Don't all go at once. I know we're all super excited. Come on.
A few wins here. Yeah, I've been outreaching and gotten a few replies, so it's a good start.
Oh yeah. Anyone else? I'm gonna go sit on the couch then if we're all just chilling. Hope you guys are free with me. Anyone else? Okay, cool. Let's get right into it. So, if some of you here are brand new, I think Kaya, Siam, these calls typically um, they're usually dependent on the show rate. I think we have a decent amount of people here today. So if you guys have been here for a while, you know how these calls go. They're pretty straightforward. I like to talk about a very similar concept each and every call. I think the most important thing in life is understanding that we need to be reminded more than we need to be taught new things. I feel like all of us know what we need to do to get good roles. We all know the strategies, but a lot of the time there's so much information where if we just focus on the small consolidated information that we know, consolidated, sorry, we're gonna have a lot of success, right? So on these calls, I just like to give you a high level overview of who I am, why you should listen to me, if at all, and then how I can do my best to help you guys get some results on this call. So I don't have anything to pitch you at all at this call. I usually do like a one-on-one pitch at the end, but I won't do anything here today, so you guys can lower your guard. I just want to provide a lot of value to you guys, and then hopefully go to bed by the end of this because it's 3 a.m. But I'm locked and loaded. I'm locked in. I'm here to help you guys out. Now just type in the chat. I think Blaine's here. Who here is like brand new to this call? Who here's never been here before? I think there's quite a few of you. Sarah,
Maybe me.
maybe you. I don't know.
Yeah. This is my first time to attend this call at 2 a.m. in my time zone.
2 a.m., bro. We're competing. Good. Kaya, Adam, don't be guilty, Adam, bro. It's okay. I forgive you. Let it slide. Okay, cool, guys. So again, I know you don't care about me. You care more about the results of this call. That's why you're here. If I give you a little bit of background, though, it'll help you guys out with how I can best support you here, right? So my name is Chris. Obviously, I've been lucky enough to be in the online space for the past close to 6 years now, and been very privileged to work with some of the bigger people in the space. You may know, you may not know. That doesn't really matter. But with that being said, throughout my journey, I focused on almost exclusively appointment setters. So DM setters, phone setters, and the reason why I focus on that is one, it's always been my area of expertise, but two, what I've realized over time is that appointment setters are the most valuable assets in the industry, right? You could make an argument of like marketers are more important, influencers, high ticket closers, but I would say that if you're a really good setter, you are going to single-handedly make a business way more money than any other department, right? Now, the problem that a lot of people face, especially whenever they're in this industry, is they buy a course or they buy some sort of like mentorship. Who here has kind of came in this group because of that? They've either bought a mentorship or gone through a course. We can shout out loud or we can type in the chat. We're all here for some sort of reason, right? This whole group's organic. So typically what happens is you guys will buy a course and then those courses will tell you to join groups to find more jobs. That's typically how the industry goes. Now, this isn't to bash on anyone whatsoever, right? The people that are getting you guys in the space, it's good that you're in this space, right? Because we need more good talent, you know? But the problem is that a lot of the times, these people that help you out with these videos, or maybe you bought a course, they teach you a lot of the skill set side, and then what they lack or what they don't teach you or very minimally teach you is how to actually network. Now, I know it's a very broad term, but what I mean by that is that, like, yes, skill sets are very important to get roles, but at the same time, if you don't have the proper outreach strategy over DMs, over Loom, etc., and if you don't have the proper, profile set up, then it becomes very hard for you guys to get considered to the top roles, right? You guys have probably heard like this whole industry is based off referrals, and the issue that I would assume most of you guys are in is like you join these groups and you're not getting the best opportunity, not because you're the most skilled, but it's just a simple fact of like a lot of these groups are bottom feeder opportunities. And we all have to start somewhere, but these people that post in these groups, they typically don't have the best offers, right? And the reason why that is because the best offers, the ones that are based off referrals, that's around 80% of them, right? Now, a question you may be asking yourself is like, how do I, as a person, as Marlon, as Adam, as Ahmed, how do I get actually access to these recruiters, to these managers, to these sales reps where I can actually be considered to be referred to roles myself rather than me having to chase roles? Has anyone been through that situation where maybe you're struggling to find a role, or maybe you're like, how do I get access to that hidden referral network that everyone talks about, right? Has anyone been in those shoes before? I think it's some of you, right? I don't know. Maybe not. What I want to teach you guys here today is how you guys can get into those networks and how you guys can ultimately not only land a good role, but how you guys can build a long-term sustainable career online. Now, I'm not going to teach you anything that I haven't done myself or preached, right? So I've been lucky enough to work with the top 1% of companies. I've recruited for them, managed their teams, and also been a top setter myself. And to this point, I've staffed over 1,000 appointment setters in specific, right? Through me and my partners. And what I want to teach you guys is an unorthodox, but very practical way that you guys can position yourself differently and how you guys can really get access to top roles. Now, if you've been here before, you know what I'm talking about. But again, we need to be reminded more than we need to be taught, okay? for anyone that's new, does anyone want to hear about how we can do that and how we can best position ourselves to get better jobs and build a long-term sustainable career online? Does anyone want to hear that? We don't have to.
That'd be great. Yes, please.
Okay, cool. Super cool. So before we do, like, why are we here? We can just raise our hands in the chat, or we can just like, speak out loud, but don't all go at once. Like, besides getting a job, like, why are we here? Like, what are we looking to get out of today's call?
I don't know. I feel like I joined the group for networking purposes, just to go beyond just my sales training. I just kind of
Yeah.
want to like open doors for myself. That was my reason.
Easy. Anyone else?
I'd say the same thing. I think I'm just super new to this space, so trying to connect with as many people as possible to learn as quickly as possible.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Anyone else?
Yeah, so I joined because I wanted to get some partners to get some role plays in and obviously to connect with people. So yeah, that's
Nice,
the
bro.
whole game. Also like to get some more jobs.
Where you from, bro? I don't think I met you before.
I'm from Bangladesh right now. It's like 5:12 in the morning.
Oh, bro,
So
you can.
yeah, I'm gonna
I
go
can't
to
complain.
bed after this.
I won't complain. You have a very fluent English accent. I don't know if that's a compliment or if maybe you're from a Western country as well.
Nah, like I taught myself English, so yeah.
That's sick, bro. That's sick. All right, cool.
Um,
Anyone else?
Say me, to network and also to learn from you, because I think it's there's so many stuff I can learn for you, and I think joining all these calls becomes almost like a habit for me to not act on it, to not learn. It's just impossible for me now if I'm keeping joining and learning, asking questions.
100%. Lucas, I'll make you admin, bro, or co-host if you can admit people. If I go on like a unnecessarily long tangent, I don't notice it. But I promise I'll keep it short and concise because I know that's why you guys are here. You're not here to be overloaded. This will also be recorded, and then just keep in mind, guys, like all the stuff that I'll be giving to you, there's going to be practical resources that you guys can follow step by step after this, right? So just what I ask for you guys is just to keep an open mind, even if you've been here before, and just, listen, and then you have steps to implement later inside the course. But cool. So let's get into it, guys. Who here feels overwhelmed and feels like the industry is saturated, where there's like a lot of people that you're competing with, and you feel like you're maybe overwhelmed that you're not able to get access to good jobs? Has anyone felt that before? Probably quite some of you, right? One thing that I'll get out of the way right away is that like it doesn't matter what realm you're in, if it's like going to school for a specific subject, if you're in a specific industry, it's not just related to like online sales, but the truth is that like human nature is inherently flawed where like you could give someone the best information, the best guidance, the best support, and at the end of the day, they're not going to implement it, right? It's 99% of people, right? It's not because they're not skilled. It's just because most people won't do the work, right? So the fact that you guys are on this call shows that you're already ahead of most people. But the one point I want to get across is that like what you guys will notice once you network in my group and all these other groups is that you may think like there's so many people that I'm competing with for jobs, and it's an overwhelming kind of position where how am I ever going to get considered? One thing that I want to, comfort you guys with is like as someone that's been in this space for a long time that I've seen thousands of people come and go. The industry is much smaller than you think, and it's not that hard to stick out if you guys make 1% incremental improvements every single day, right? This industry works like a cycle, right? Every 3 months, there's massive influencers that sell people the dream of making money online. They get thousands of people in, but then out of those thousands, it's very minimal people that stick, right? So just know that the people that you're competing with, most of them are not going to be in the industry in the next few months, right? So like, regardless of if you guys listen to my information or my advice on this call or not, just know that if you guys just stick in the game and you do the outreach and if you're consistent, that alone will make you ahead of most people, right? Now, the next thing that I want to emphasize is that like this industry is very new. Okay, it's not like oil and gas, it's not like real estate, it's not like any of these massive industries. This is like modern education, I guess you could say, right? Some of you have gone to school or university, but what's happening right now is there's billions of dollars being ripped away from learning institutions, and they're being invested into like, courses and all that stuff, right? So with that being said, this industry is growing and it's going to continue to grow. And what's needed for it to grow is good, competent people like yourself, right? So just understand that the industry is growing very fast and there's not a lot of good talent, right? So if you guys are just consistent, again, you have success, right? But the point that I'm trying to get across is because it's so new, no one knows what they're doing. Now, when I say that, you may be saying, Chris, what the fuck do you mean? Of course, people know what they're doing. But in relative terms, like, was this industry around 10 or 15 years ago? Sure. Selling courses and stuff was around, but it wasn't as big. So because it's so new, all of the marketers that you look up to, all of the managers that you're potentially hiring, all the recruiters, like they're not any smarter or having more skill sets than you because they're all operating in the same industry where honestly no one knows what the fuck they're doing. Like sure, there are people making millions of dollars a month, but in reality, everyone's just testing and figuring it out, right? So the biggest thing that you guys have to realize is that like for you guys to have success, it comes down to something that I call the two P's. The two P's. I think it's a P. Does anyone remember what the two P's are? You can say it in the chat or say it out loud.
Perception and positioning.
Cool. I'll type it out in the chat just so everyone. I can't spell. Oh my God. And perception. Okay. Again, because this industry is so new, because no one respectfully knows what they're doing, and if they do know what they're doing, a lot of it's just like over time they build it. It comes down to you guys. If you guys want to get access to good roles, you guys don't have to be the most skilled person in the role in the world. You certainly don't have to be like certified by a certain company. You don't have to be the most handsome guy in the world. I'm talking to you, a cab. I know you're the best looking guy here. You don't have to do any of that stuff, right? You guys just have to position yourself and be perceived as the best choice, right? So we'll get how you guys do that in the first place, right? But one thing I want to emphasize that like it's those two P's, okay? So because no one knows what they're doing and because everyone's figuring it out, if you guys simply position yourself the right way and be perceived as someone that's competent and trustworthy, doesn't matter about your past experience, your certification, your skill set, you're going to get hired by roles much more often than others, right? I'm an example of this. If you guys have talked to Harry or Hissam in other calls, they're examples of this. I got hired by Jeremy Miner, which is like the biggest sales coaching company in the world, with literally less than $10,000 in cash collected experience. So like I work for the biggest sales training company, teaching salespeople sales training with no sales experience. Okay, so like obviously I'm saying this as like respectfully, like a white dude from Canada. So I know it's not like super like relatable to everyone, right? But the point that I'm trying to get across is that like I'm a byproduct of this philosophy that I'll be teaching you. And then if you guys have limiting beliefs of maybe like where you're from in the world or your culture, the other calls inside this coaching community that you guys have access to tomorrow and Friday are with Hissam and Harry, and they're the definition of not letting their situation dictate their outcomes. They're from India, Pakistan. Harry's a very thick accent, and they've again adopted this philosophy. Now I'm going to tell you guys how to implement this philosophy in a second, but before I do, does everyone understand so far it's all about the two P's, which are what?
Positioning and perception.
Okay, cool. Now, positioning, how do you guys position yourself differently, right? Now, if I could take a wild guess out of everyone on this call, right? You guys probably all have something in your bio of like high ticket sales, certified. You have decent profile photos, like nothing, too bad, but what I would guess is you guys probably look like just like everyone else, right? That's looking for a role, right? Then if you put yourself in the shoes of like the recruiter or the sales rep or the manager or the person that you want to work with, right? Put yourself in your shoes whenever you outreach to them. It's not that like you're not qualified for the role, but they get 50 other people sending them off something relatively simple of saying, hey, here's my Loom video. Hey, you should hire me. Hey, you're looking for roles, right? So what I want to teach you guys is how you guys can use each other to get access to good roles. Okay. And when I say that, it may not make sense to some of you yet, but the thing that I want to get across is that like the most valuable asset in the industry that every marketer, every influencer, everyone is dying to have is what? Does anyone remember anything that we've talked about in the past? What's the most valuable asset in the industry? Specifically, good sales talent, right? Because these people are flooded with so much different sales reps and stuff like this, right? It's not that there's not enough options, but it takes so long for a business owner to go through and vet, qualify all these, right? So what I want to teach you guys is how to position yourself differently to actually get higher open rates, to have, you know, something of value to bring to the table whenever you outreach to people, but also to other sales reps, right? And by no means, before I talk about this, right, I'm not telling you guys to stop doing setting, okay? Like if you guys are here, I'm not telling you guys to switch your business model. I swear I'm not trying to, you know, do anything different. Stay as a setter. But if you guys want to get considered for more different roles, then you guys have to position yourself differently to actually be someone that they'd actually want to talk to, right? Now, with this being said, I have a question for you guys, okay? And I'll do my best to illustrate this with my hands. Marlin 1 and Marlin 2 is right here, right? Marlin 1 is saying, hey, name, looking for a role. Here's my experience. I'm certified. I'm hungry. I'm hardworking. Hire me. That's what he's sending off in his DMs and his Loom videos. Now, Marlin 2 is now saying, hey, XYZ, selfishly wanting to grow my network. I have tons of setters that I want to offload to build a relationship with you for free, no charge. Which one's going to get a higher open rate?
Marlon too,
Why Marlin 2?
because he's going out of his way to, he's not thinking about himself, and he's positioning himself ahead of the others because he's doing something different from the others.
Yeah. And I know what's running through your guys' brain. It's like, okay, like I need a job. Like, why the fuck am I like referring other people to roles, right? But it's as simple as like once you get a response, guys, which you will, because if you're offering someone for free to build the relationship or whatever, you just be like, yo, crazy coincidence, but I'm actually a sales rep myself. Here's my Loom video first before I actually start finding you some people, right? What that does, guys, is it subconsciously puts in the brain of the person that wants to hire you that like they know nothing about Marlon. They know nothing about his skill set. They know nothing about his background. But the fact that he's not only, you know, positioning himself and offering himself first, but he's offering to, you know, bring in other people, it makes the business owner, the recruiter, the sales rep perceive you as someone that is actually worth speaking to, right? Now, inside the course in the Career Bible, I literally have like a fucking 30-page document giving you guys word for word script and what to say and when. But before we go any deeper, does everyone understand the kind of key concept of like the greatest asset that we have is ourselves, and how we get into better doors is actually by helping each other and not competing with each other? Does that make sense? Now, I don't want to, you know, brush my own ego, but I think I'm one of the most well-connected people in the space because of this exact strategy, right? I won't name drop people that I know and that I work with and, you know, have clientele and all that stuff, right? But I've been using this strategy myself for years, guys, as I was a setter and as a recruiter, right? Where all I do is super simple, right? I literally just find people that I feel like I'd want to work with on Instagram and on Facebook, and I send off a very similar message to what I teach you guys inside the script. It's like, hey, selfishly want to grow my network. How can I add value to you, right? You want setters for free to build the relationship, right? You guys can get paid to do all this stuff in the future, but it's just getting your foot in the door, right? And the reason why this compounds is like if you guys take a bigger picture approach to this, and if you guys really believe this industry is the modern education, which it is, and if you believe this industry is still going to continuously steal billions of dollars away from learning institutions, if you believe that, then it's in your best interest if you want to land good roles and build a long-term sustainable career, it's in your best interest to help out as many people as possible, because those favors and those relationships will compound to a point where you guys will never be out of a role again. Okay? I promise you. Now, you guys do not need to build relationships with hundreds of business owners, hundreds of reps. You guys just need to build relationships with 20 key people. Okay? In the next month or two, as you guys go about using this strategy, or if you use this strategy at all, or if you just continue to do your common approach, right? One thing that you'll realize is, again, this industry is very small. And you guys don't need a million contacts to succeed. All you guys need is 10 really solid business owners and 10 really solid setters. A question: who here, regardless of your experience in setting, who here is hungry and wants to make this work and wants to make money online and build a long-term career? Type in the chat who wants to do that. Well, lucky you guys. You guys already have half the equation solved, right? If we connect with each other, if we help each other out, and if we're all applying this strategy and we're getting each other roles, use each other as an asset, right? That's one side solved, okay? Hop off this call, use my school, use our WhatsApp group if you're not in it already, right? First problem solved. You guys now have 10 competent contacts that, again, if we're all committed to doing the outreach consistently month over month, it's going to compound. Where if 10 of us do 20 to 30 outbound messages a day to business owners, to sales reps, just every day, 5 days a week, 365 days. Think about the compounding effect of business owners that we're going to get. We're going to refer each other roles. It's just going to be this thing that's going to ever grow, right? That's what I did at the beginning of my career. I didn't know it at the time, but I just built relationships with like really good sales reps. I hopped on connection calls, role plays. Okay. I used to connect with hundreds of setters. Okay. Out of 100 setters I'd connect with, probably 5 to 7 to 10 people would actually be taking it seriously. And then out of those 5 to 10 people, I built one really key relationship that is the single reason why I'm here today, right? So with that being said, guys, like everyone in this community, if we all contribute, there's going to be 1 or 2 setters that you're going to know for a long time, and you guys are going to feed off each other. You guys are going to be each other's support system. You guys are going to be able to connect each other because you're just going to build this compounding thing. This makes sense. Now, on the flip side with business owners, who here is maybe a little bit like jittery where it's like, okay, that makes sense. You know, the sales rep side makes sense, connecting with each other. Who's a little bit jittery with the business owner side, or like the recruiter side, or like how to actually build those relationships? Is anyone a little bit overwhelmed by that? You can tell me honestly, it's fine. Are we all super confident? Okay, cool. What's been the biggest bottleneck so far for people, right, when it comes to doing outreach? Regardless of if you're using the strategy or not, is anyone having any specific struggles? Don't all go at once. Fabia, what's up? I would love to hear you. I love hearing, but I can't. But I think it would be actually super helpful to review what you sent me, because Favia has implemented it to a T, and I think she's about to make. So I'll mute you because I can't hear you whatsoever. But yeah, guys, the best resource that I can give you guys is this, right? A lot of it's overwhelm of like, how do I even begin, right? The best way that I can suggest for you guys to begin is going through the resources here that I've made for you right now. Again, I would never tell you guys to do stuff that I haven't done, and I would never give you guys strategies that I haven't done myself, right? So we all know how to connect with sales reps. We all know what we have to improve on. Who's doing the fucking red lines? Shit, you're fucking up, bro. Anyways, I'm kidding. But guys, very, very clear in here, step-by-step processes on how you guys can handle the DMs to business owners, how you guys can handle outreach to certain different kinds of archetypes. So like business owners, other sales reps, recruiters, and this is going to be a continuously improvement document, right? But the goal of this was super simple. It was to break down step by step how you guys could go from A to Z, from DM conversation all the way to call, and how you guys can not only use this to potentially get roles yourself, but how you guys can actually get paid to put people into group chats, right? Who here wants to be paid? I'll give you an example. Who can I pick on? Sarah, would you love to make money off of connecting Lucas in a group chat? And that's all you have to do.
Thanks again. Just kidding.
That'd be sick, right?
Yeah,
Make-
that's all I had to do. Yeah.
Making money for no, So there'll be a point, guys, like where you guys, if you guys are consistent with it, and if you're doing outreach enough, and if you're following the strategy, there will be a point where after you get through this phase of like doing the outreach, over delivering, all that stuff, you guys can get to a point where you guys can actually make money off of connecting people with people, right? Now, the biggest thing you guys may be saying here is like, Chris, I don't even know where to start with, finding business owners, let alone sales reps to even do this, right? Like, how the fuck do I do this? Like, yes, there's sales reps on this call, but in reality, guys, it's much simpler than you think. And again, it's all covered inside the document, but there's hundreds of groups. My group, other groups included, right? And for this strategy to work, if you want to get a job and if you do the outreach and if you say, hey, I'm Sarah, I want to build the relationship, do you want any setters for free to build the relationship? And they say yes. And then Sarah says, oh, by chance, I'm looking for a role myself. Here's my loom. If you're struggling with the back end of like, how do I actually find setters? It's super simple, right? You can use this group chat. There's WhatsApp, school, right? But what you guys have to get good at is circulating through BS, putting it simply, right? It's not hard to find setters. What is hard is first impressions if you've never done it before, right? So how I do recruitment, how everyone does recruitment. So they don't hop on a million sales calls with people. They don't check their CVs. It's literally based off of first impressions, right? So like if Sarah's looking for a role, she'll send me a loom. I will refer Sarah to a role based off how that loom feels, right? It's more like a feeling game, right? So keep in mind that if you guys want to get access to good roles, it's about making that good first impression yourself as a setter. Super simple looms, nice lighting, good smile, saying less than necessary. But on the flip side, if you guys want to actually help your counterparts get roles, get people to open up your messages to be able to potentially get hired for roles, you guys just have to get good at judging your counterparts, right? So let's just say Lucas is doing recruitment and Amina wants a position, right? Amina's going to send a Loom video. Ask yourself the question, Lucas, is would I put my reputation on the line for Amina? You're going to know in the first 5 or 10 seconds. You're just going to know, right? Like based off of how they open, how much they talk. You're just going to know. It's not something that like it's just something that you kind of feel, right? And anyone's capable of doing it, right? Again, this is all covered like in brutal detail in the document, so I know I'm speaking on quite a bit, but is this helpful so far for everyone? Does help you give you guys clarity on how you guys can land better roles, get better open rates, and build a career online?
Yeah, super helpful.
And yeah, anyone else is helpful?
Just me, guy. Come on.
I know they're so
I think
sharp.
I think it's just me, Chris, for today.
There you go.
Yeah, definitely very, very helpful.
Well, I'm holding a gun to your guys' head. But as it compounds, guys, if you're in this industry for a year, 2 years, 3 years, which I think you all want to be in some sort of regard, you guys are then going to be able to build a self-sustaining network where if you guys, at a minimum in the next year, aim to make those 20 contacts, like 10 good business owners and 10 good setters, or 10 good like managers or recruiters and like 10 good setters, you're going to be at a point where you guys are never going to have to be outside of a role. And that's how that referral chain kind of compounds, where guys, you don't need to be the most skilled. You don't need to be the most handsome like Lucas. You just have to be resourceful, okay? You have to make a good first impression, which isn't that hard to do. on your Loom videos and your DMs, but then you also just got to be resourceful, right? So if you help other people, other business owners, other sales reps, not only does it increase your perception and your positioning, but people will always come back, the right people, okay? All of my success was off of people that I met in Facebook groups 5 years ago. Back then, I didn't have any of these strategies I'm teaching to you guys. I was like doing random shit, right? So now it's much easier for you guys to do this selfishly because I made you guys super valuable resources to apply, right? But it just comes down to like responsibility, right? There's nothing guaranteed in life but death and taxes. We all know that unless you like avoid them or you're doing like fraud or something. One thing that I can guarantee you guys is that if you show up, you put in the work, and most importantly, you help your counterparts, you help business owners in an untraditional way. If you do that, it becomes very hard for you guys not to get the results you want, which is getting a really good job where you can quit your 9 to 5 or get a really good job so that you can continue to grow your income and build a career online. Okay? This industry is growing. It's very exciting. There's a lot of bad actors, but there's a lot of good actors, and it's a very profitable industry to be in if you guys know how to position yourself. Okay? We're all capable of doing it. Again, I'm not telling you guys to stop being a setter, but what I'm telling you guys is to position yourself as a connector, not an appointment setter. And if you do that alone, your opportunities will skyrocket. Be the plug, yeah. And again, guys, like you can literally go on the call with Harry tomorrow. It's at an earlier time. Again, he has every reason to make excuses to why he isn't the connector. Thick Indian accent, culture differences, right? But like he's literally followed this to a T, guys, and like he's the best person to go to like learn about how to apply this in a practical sense outside of my resources. And if he can do it, I promise you, you guys can do it as well. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I had, guys. I know there's probably a lot of things circulating in your head, like what do I do next, etc. I'll give you guys very practical steps from here, right? One, if you want me to help get you a job, I don't guarantee jobs, okay? But if you guys document your work where like you screenshot the outreaches you're doing, if you're posting every day saying, hey, this is day 1 of my journey and I did this amount of role plays and this amount of outreach. If you guys do that every day, it becomes very hard for me not to notice you and Harry not to notice you, and as a byproduct, not to consider you for a role. Okay, that's my promise to you. If you guys contribute in the group, it becomes very hard for me not to eventually consider you for a role, right? On the flip side, if you guys want to become independent from me or Harry, recruiters, if you guys want to build your own sustainable career where you don't have to rely on paid placement or recruiters, the best way to do that is just by doing it yourself. Like going out there and not just saying, hey, I'm a setter, hire me, but it's like, yo, how can I help you? How can I add value? You need setters myself. Then leveraging each other in this community to be able to improve our positioning and our perception. Ahmed, sorry, bro. You've been raised your hand for a while. What's up, bro? Good to hear. Okay, cool, guys. How do you feel, Simon? I know you're very close to the camera. I'm sure you're locked in. How do you feel, bro? It's good to hear. Maria, how you doing? I think you joined a little bit late. I don't know if you caught everything.
Hi, yes, I did for the most part. So thank you for sharing all your knowledge with us. I'm learning a lot. Taking my notes for sure. So
You don't have to. It's okay.
I'm learning,
And
so I appreciate it.
cool. Yeah, I'm an open book, guys. I have 20 minutes before I have to go to bed. Being honest with you, then I'm gonna crash. But yeah, I literally open book. I have nothing to pitch you guys on this call. I just want to support you. Any questions, any concerns, anything else? Again, a lot of the things will probably be answered inside the documents if you guys go inside of the community here. You guys go here. It's all in here. Again, it's a work in progress. It'll get better, but go through the career Bible and playbook. It's all in there. It gives you guys who to reach out to, why to outreach to them, what to say, how to structure yourself, how to position yourself. And then if you want to go down the route of also doing recruitment and charging, if you feel like you have the ability to, you guys can make multiple $1,000s a month off it, putting people into group chats on top of your setter position. So I think it's a pretty cool thing. But I'm here for 20 more minutes, guys. Any questions? Please just raise your hands in the chat or the thing, just so we're not overwhelmed. But if you have no questions, then I'm happy to go to bed. So either way, it's fine.
I just want to say that it's not a question, but it's not my first call with you. But I really didn't have this idea of like we only need like 20, like 10 good setters and 10 business owners on the network. So that's something I'm really taking notes. And I can't speak for everyone here in this call, but I'm gonna have as a personal goal for next week, my next call, I have 10 setters in my network. So yeah, that's it. At least 10 setters. I can guarantee 10 business owners, but I'll try my best. But 10 setters, I'll definitely guarantee for myself.
Yeah. Oh yeah, bro. If we work together, it becomes much easier for us to all win. If we're all doing outreach and if we're all offering each other to help each other out, always put yourself first. The worst case, if they're like, Lucas, you're horrible, I want nothing to do with you. At least you've helped out other people get in front of opportunities. And that will compound because they'll remember that the setters and they'll refer you to roles. Or maybe the business owner may not want to hire you now, but they'll hire you later. Or maybe the business owner will like your effort and they'll refer you to someone else that needs sales reps. And you put yourself in front of there. Right? If they say no, no stress. Send you more people. If you feel like it's appropriate, be like, yo, Lucas, business owner, I'm sure you understand when it comes to finding good talent, it's pretty hard. Are you willing to pay a placement fee so I can get you good talent with replacement guarantees? Worst case, they're going to say is no. Or worst case, they're going to say, what's the price, Lucas? Just hop on a call. Just see if we can help. And I know it's intimidating to do it, but it's so worth it, guys. It's so like so freeing once you guys, do this consistently. So see him, looks like you're having some breakthroughs, bro. I don't know. Okay, cool. What's up, Sarah? How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Just hanging
So, I just wanted to ask, like, what you think are top two, maybe 2 to 3 qualities that will leave like a memorable impression on recruiters. Kind of like what keeps recruiters thinking about them after the interview or like post-interview, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. It's a really good question. So a lot of it is just breaking down psychological principles, right? So like there's 2 different kinds of people, right? There's someone that like directly tells you that they're the best through their words, and then there's someone that indirectly tells you that they're the best through their actions, right? Who are you gonna hire? Obviously the one through the actions, right? So the best quality you guys can learn is that, like, again, providing value outside of your words, and the best way you can do that is by helping out other people, right? Talent's the most valuable asset by far, right? But then also too, I don't know if it's necessarily a quality, right? But like how you're able to stay memorable in people's mind is by leading with your strengths or something that you're proud of, right? So like regardless of if this is through the DMs or if this is through a Loom video or your call with them, right? Everyone here has something that we're proud of or something that we went through that was super, super hard, right? Now, I by no means, if it's like super private, obviously don't share it, right? But like lead with your strengths. What happens a lot of the time on interviews and on the DMs, right? People will say directly, I'm the best. I've gone through the best training. I'm certified. That's why you should hire me, right? But how you get people to subconsciously know you're competent and know you're trustworthy and know you're good for the job is by leading. with your strength, right? So I'll give you an example. I think everyone here knows Ruda. I won't pick on Ruda, but one thing that Ruda struggled with was like she didn't think that bringing up her child and that she has a kid and she's a single mom, she didn't think that that was something that made the person want to hire her, right? But if you break it down, if you lead with, hey, I'm Ruda, single mother, or hey, I'm Akbad, single father, what does that indirectly tell the person, the recruiter, that's in their mind about you in the first 5 seconds? Right? It shows like I know nothing about her or Akbad, but she has something to prove and she's been through something, right? Now we don't all have that example, right? But let's break it down. Were we really good in school? Were we an athlete? Did we have to overcome a really tragic thing in our family, right? And like if you say that right away, where it's like, hey, my name's Chris, former athlete, passed all A's in my class, had to overcome a lot of, big things in my life in the past few years, like death in the family. Backstory on me, I've been certified, I've been through coaching, and what I'm looking for in a company is someone that matches my values, that's also going to give someone new an opportunity to crush it. So you guys see how, like, if you lead with your strengths and something that you're proud of, it doesn't really answer your question, Sarah, but it's like doing that in of itself through the DMs, through the Loom video, is the best way to get hired. Because again, no one knows what they're doing. Okay, so like, lead with that. Now, some of you may be saying, Chris, I don't have anything. If you guys look deep enough, we all have something we're proud of that we can lead with that can indirectly make the person know that you're a good fit without actually having to tell them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you.
Loretta,
Hello, yes. Can you clearly hear me?
I
Okay.
can hear you. Can I
Yes.
accent, or is that like out of the question?
I have a question really, and it deals directly for myself. And
Sure.
admittedly, I'm already 63. And with this, I may be already you're either a mother or a grandmother. So yeah, thank you. Directly to the point. Is age really still matters a lot in this freelancing world? Actually, Chris, I am in the judiciary, and honestly, this is already a 360 degrees turnaround from my present profession, and
Okay.
I'm really encouraged to join this group. Why? Because this is another world for me, and I
Yeah.
have to adapt myself, even though I am already 63. And it's
Yeah,
good you accepted me in the group. And
for
for
sure.
this is not,
I
yes,
I would not allow you in. Don't worry. Yeah, you're good. Don't worry.
thank you. And still, yes, sincerely, I'm looking forward to have an experience with this kind of world, because this is really going to test my skill in selling.
For
So
sure.
the persuasion is there, but that only stacks me who is my age. If ever
Okay, so just I wanna stop you right here. So you said that you do judiciary work, like what's your
yes.
job right now? Exactly.
Um,
So
okay, I'm a mediator of the Supreme Court of the Philippines. And
okay. Whoa,
yes,
okay, that's fucking
yes.
sick. Okay. So
I'm
so
I'm
hold on, so I'll let
yeah.
you I'll put it this way, right? Your competition, Loretta, like all of your competition that you're competing with for jobs, probably 80% of the competition that you're competing with have minuscule life experience compared to you. Okay. You're competing with 20-year-old kids that live in their mom's basement that don't value anything, right?
Mhm.
That's the truth, right? They don't have any work ethic. I'm not hating anyone here, right? If you guys are here, you're different. You're cool, right? But most people that you're competing with, um, not only are like that, but they're not going to be in the industry, right? So because you work with the Supreme Court, like it shows a lot about you. And if you lead with your strengths, like, hey, I'm Loretta, XYZ Supreme Court, it does not matter your age. I want to emphasize it. Like, it's actually way more attractive if you're older. You
Thank
will get
you.
hired way more likely than others if you have life experience, if you've been through what you've been through, like it's very attractive age because age shows maturity, right? And this industry really lacks maturity. And yeah, I'd say that you're in a very good position to get a good role as long as you're consistent.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. And that's good. That's good. It gives me a lot of not only motivation, it really gives me now the encouragement to go on because I just had my high ticket sales value or product here in the Philippines. And
Nice.
having this with your group, thank you very much because this only not only adding to my talent, this is already a skill. For this, Chris, please accept me if ever you will still have other things like this. Thank you.
Okay. Well, yeah, we go live 3 times a week. They're all free calls. I should probably charge for them, but um, what did I'm more scared than anyone here. Realizing the hardest part of being introduced may be overwhelming. However, the fact that we can openly reach ourselves, groundwork is exciting. Pose a framework and clear provide. Yeah, I mean, Ellen, you've been following me for a long time. You were from Spartan Center, correct? Or am I wrong?
Yes, she is. She is.
Yeah, so she's been following me for a minute.
With Sis Loretta. Um, I'm just inside the chapel after giving myself. Um, Great evening, everyone, and thank you so much, Chris, for allowing us both, Miss Loretta, my sister from Spartans,
Oh, no way.
Academy.
Holy fuck. Yeah. Just a recap, guys. Ellen and her original group is the reason why this community is where it is today. It's kind of funny, but like I did a master class with like a bunch of Filipinos and they flooded the group and they were the first like 500 to 1,000 people to join the group. And if you guys didn't do that, then this group would not be growing organically, 500 people. So I just want to say thank you for being around. You're the only one I think that's still here. So
Uh, we're really very honored and grateful for our coaches. Of course, you knew them personally.
yeah,
Their coach Kelly, of course, Coach Noel, and Coach Noel as well, and of course, Coach Jet, and also those who have grown with you and you have actually placed into a lot of industries who have also leaders and leading a lot of business owners industries right now. So I really wanted to thank you for opening your community and that door and that door for everyone here. I mean, of all walks of life, from those who entered as students, we have also those moms and single moms like me, those professionals who already have had a series of, um, I mean, have stood for themselves in their own professions, is still have vetted for you to land here, of course, and a wide space that you have introduced for everyone to really hold on to their dreams and open a lot of opportunities. I mean, the growth was there here in our country, but
yeah,
not everyone really has been given the right place for us to really uh, stood and grow, not just professionally, but also that the um, the internal growth that we were looking for. I mean, not that we were not appreciated. I really would like to.
man, this is like
I,
the best testimony ever. I should be dropping a link to a course now. I don't have one though. This is great. Thank you. Appreciate it. I really appreciate the kind words. I do. And yeah, like the goal here is to get to a point where I can make a very valuable product that obviously you guys can buy into. But I think the bigger picture thing is I like even if I can indoctrinate like one or two of you into this to become a recruiter, to become a connector, to be resourceful, my goal is at least to inspire one or two of you and then develop you very similar to what I did with Harry and all that stuff, right? Because I need good recruiters all the time. So like the reason why I teach this philosophy in specific is twofold. One, it's because I did it and I know it works, but at the same time, my hope is that I can develop people. So really appreciate your kind words, Alan. I do. And yeah, I do have to go. I'm really sorry, but I have time for like one more question before I head off.
Thank you. Thank you, Scott.
No worries. Anyone else?
A quick question.
Sure.
So what qualities do you think make recruiters think or like sales managers think, oh yeah, this person isn't just going to be a setter, they're going to become a closer or like a leader or like you said, a recruiter someday?
I think we all inherently have our strengths and weaknesses, and like, just for example, with you, Sarah, I know nothing about you, but like how the questions that you're asking me show that you're self-aware and you're competent, right? And not to bash on other people, right? But there's some people that may not ask as sharp questions as you. Maybe they're in different parts of the country, right? So it really depends on the person, but I think the most important quality is like self-awareness, right? If you're aware yourself of like your strengths and your weaknesses, and then if you consciously improve them, you may not get approved right away to like all of the jobs, and your recruiters may not see that potential in you, right? But if you guys fail enough, because some of you will fail less than others, it doesn't matter, right? But as long as you're self-aware of like what you could improve on, not only will you get you more considered, but people will view you differently, right? Regardless of if you're experienced, if you're self-aware, they know you're gonna get better faster and all that stuff, right? So I don't know if that answers your question, but yeah, I think self-awareness is a really big thing.
Yeah, that answers. Thank you.
No worries. Seaman, I don't know why you're sending me cat eye heart emojis, but appreciate you, bro. Okay, cool. Anyone else, guys? Amazing insight. I'm not that cool at bad, bro. Come on. All right. Bedtime. Cool,
Where's
guys.
Cole?
I'll drop this recording again, guys. I'm working on a lot more resources. The career Bible and playbook will be improved, but your next steps is like obviously going in there. If I could ask something so crazy, if you guys could post in the group and be like, had call with Chris, super cool. These are my takeaways. That'll be super helpful for the engagement. But yeah, the next steps you guys do regardless is like go through the classroom. Really, a lot of stuff I taught on here will make a lot of sense through these things. And you guys can go through a lot of other stuff, right? Again, you guys don't need more information. You just need to be reminded what they need to be taught. And you guys don't need more skill set coaching. You guys need to implement. Just send off the messages, okay? You'll figure it out. You don't have to be the most skilled DM setter or phone setter. You're only going to get skilled once you're in a role. But if by chance you want to get better, there's tons of really good trainings in here. The DM setting section's old. I'm getting my partner George to re-record it, but I just made some new phone setting stuff as well. So,
Awesome.
all right, guys.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you so much.
See you guys later.
It's Grace. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Thanks, Chris. Thanks, guys.